When you log in, you can either go to the Jobs tab or simply go to New Job on your home page. Now we can start entering information about the client. You may type their name in the field or search for existing clients. For example, this client already exists, so we have some information about them. If it's a brand new client, you can simply select the New Client button located at the top right. Now we're going to select a date for the move. Here you will be able to add any client notes you may have, as well as staff notes, which will only be available to your staff. Now we will select a time to start, as well as a time range. Please note that the time range is not the estimated duration. It is simply a range of when you will get started. Now we're ready to start filling out information about the job. One thing I like to do before I get started is to change the view. So what I do is select the third icon, the expand view, and it breaks everything down. This way I can work my way through every piece of information and make sure I include everything. Let's get started with basic job info. Here again we have the client name as well as the contact information. As we move down, we're now going to set the duration. Here's where you can assign an estimator if you use one. Don't worry about job status too much now. I'll get back to that in a bit. Now we want to enter the pickup address. Entering the pickup address is quite simple. Go through and fill out as much as you can about the address. You can also add up to 3 pickup addresses. As we scroll down to drop-off addresses, the same applies. Here we can also add up to 3 drop-off addresses. Now let's go over one of Moverbase's most powerful tools, inventory. If we scroll down to the inventory section, you can see a list of items that could be possibly found during a move. These are all customizable in the Setup tab, although we provided you with some. As you click on each item, they are added to the inventory list on the left. As you can see, there's total cubic feet added up at the top, and you're also able to change the quantity of each item. Moverbase also offers the capability to send this list directly to the client for them to fill out. Just scroll up to the top and select Save, and from here, if you select Email, your template email will now pop up. Select Inventory Requests on the top right, and it will switch the template. If you scroll down, you can look at the template, which you can customize, that will say something along the lines of, "Here's your inventory request, please read it, fill it out, and accept it." Once you hit Send Email, this will be sent over to the client. Now let's take a look at what the client receives. The client will receive an email like this, as you saw before, and once they click that link, they'll have the ability to go in and fill out inventory information. As you can see, some items are already added because we added them, but they will be able to add even more. Once they hit Review and Send, they can look at what they've added and then send it back over. When you go back into Moverbase and hit Refresh, you will see the exact minute in which they've accessed and updated the inventory. From here, I'm going to go back up into Edit, and we can continue to fill out the quote. As you can see, if I go back into inventory, I can now see the items that they've added. Now let's move on to supplies. Supplies are quite simple. On the right side, you'll have a list of supplies you use during a move. As you select them, they will be added to the left side, which means you'll be using them for this job. You can change the quantity, and the total supplies price will also be tallied. Now we get to the fun stuff, assigning trucks and staff. First, you're going to select your truck. Once you select your truck, you can click Truck Schedule to see if the truck is available. If it is, you can add the truck. You can add up to 3 trucks per job. Now we can assign our movers. Right here we're going to decide how many movers we need, and on the right side is going to be the list of your crew. If their name is highlighted, it means they're available. If not, you can just click on them and it will ask you to make them available. Just select yes. Now, when you click on the staff member, they will be added to the job. You can then assign a foreman and a driver. We're almost there. Last but not least, we're going to create the estimate. Moverbase makes it ridiculously easy to create a customized estimate. You can do it by the hourly rate, a flat rate, or a custom rate, which could be a mix of both. Here we have travel time, weight change, or any extra charges you may want to add. We're going to work with hourly. So we enter the hourly rate in here, and if you hit suggest rate, you'll see the formula we calculate with. Again, you can select the duration and edit that if necessary, as well as any travel time. Any charges or taxes can be added here, or you can go directly into the estimate and add line items. Here you'll have some preset charges that you can work with. Those are all customizable as well. It's very simple to go in and add any sort of custom charges you may want to add. I'm now going to scroll back up and select Save. Now we can see that everything is checked off except for the job confirmation with the client. Similar to the inventory request, you can send the client the quote directly through our system. You can select the quote button or select email. Here you will see the email that's going to the client, very similar to the inventory request. Once you select Send Email, they will be receiving the quote in their inbox. When the client follows the link in the email, this will pop up. Here they can scroll through and see all the necessary information about the quote. From here, they can save it as a PDF, print it, and accept it. Once they've accepted it, it will be sent back into the Moverbase system. Now, when we go back into the Moverbase system and refresh, we can see that they viewed the online quote and that they also accepted it. You can also see that the status changed from quote to active and 100% ready. Before I go over payment and closing out a job, I want to show you a little feature called tags. If you go to the top right, there's a tag button. When you select the tag button, there's going to be a list of custom tags that you can apply to the job. For example, we're going to mark this as an over 100 mile move. You can now sort by tags in the report section, and the tag will also show up on your calendar, which can be very helpful for you and your movers. Now we are ready to add payment and close out the job. We can select Add Payment and start filling in the payment information. Let's say right here, they decided to pay you $100 using a credit card as a deposit. You can mark that date down and have that for your record. Down here we can see that that is now marked off the total balance due. You can also go and add another client payment and pay out the rest. Any notes can be kept here. Again, here we have the balance is knocked down to 0 and there's a record of the payments. Now, let's skip ahead to after the job. Once the job is completed, you can go in and add payment and expenses. Here, you can edit any information about the job. Let's say the job took longer than you expected. Here's where you can edit that. Any miscellaneous charges you can add here. And if you keep scrolling down, any expense information about the job, whether it's mover costs, sales commissions, or referral fees. You'll also be able to add your client's claims down here. Similar to before, you can now go back up and add the rest of the payment information. When you click Pay in Full, it will pay off the balance. Check to make sure everything looks good and then hit Create Payment. Here is a summary of what the payment was. As you can see, there's claims and all the information you need. You can download it as a PDF, or if you hit back, you can see now the job is complete and paid in full. Congratulations. On the job, you can find all the information about job activity, history, payments, quotes, and the client. Now that you've walked through creating a job on Moverbase, you're ready to go. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at support@moverbase.com or give us a call. We'd love to help.